Hi, Jess, and welcome to Top 5 Wednesday. This week's Top 5 Wednesday is Top 5 Required Reading Books. And I had a lot of nostalgic feelings coming up with this list, and so I'm excited to share it with you guys. I've not put them in any order because I just put them in the order in which I remembered them, which happened to be recent to less recent. And yeah, so I'm going to read them to you. I'm going to tell them to you. So the first one is A Streetcar Named Desire. It is a play by Tennessee Williams. It's brilliant. I really enjoyed it, and it was just so thought-provoking, and I really loved everything about it. The symbolism was brilliant. It was one of the first books that I've actually studied in depth in school that I really liked. We also studied Jane Eyre at the same time, which was not as good for me anyway. I don't know if it was just because I studied it, but I really didn't like that book. The next one is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, and I was spoiled for the ending of this because we were watching the film because our teacher wanted to read the book second because then we could show all the foreshadowing in it and wouldn't be spoiled for the ending. And one of my classmates came in the room and said, "Why are we even watching this? Everybody knows spoiler, spoiler, spoiler," and completely spoiled me for the ending because I hadn't heard it yet. But the book was still amazing. It was one of the only books I think that at this point in my life, it was year 11, year 10, that I'd actually sat down and read on my own and finished it, which that I was required to read, so I really enjoyed that one. The next one is a poetry book, and that is Ariel by Sylvia Plath. We only read a certain amount of the poems, but I really want to get the book and read more of them, but I had to do an essay on this poetry anthology and also Caroline Duffy's poetry, and I really enjoyed writing that essay. It was one of the most fun essays I've ever written, and I really love Sylvia Plath's writing and how progressive it is for its time period. The next two are ones I read in year 7 and year 8, so when I was 12 or 13, and so the first one is Ways to Live Forever. I don't know who it's by. I don't know who it's by at all, but it was about a boy with leukemia who knows he's pretty much gonna die, and he's 12 or 13, I think, and he decides he wants to do all the stuff that he's never gonna get to do, so he kind of creates a bucket list, and it goes from there. And I remember one scene so vividly about how he wanted to go up the escalators the wrong way, and every time I go to an escalators I think of it, and that's how much it's stuck with me, that I think about it every time I see an escalator. And I think it was just such a good book to read to get 13-year-olds to read, because it makes you think about others and how their lives are harder than yours and stuff like that. And the last one is Fat Boy Swim. I don't remember a lot of this book, but I remember I really loved it. I think it is about a boy who is fat and he can't swim, or he doesn't like swimming, or he's scared of swimming, and his coach is trying to make him swim, and he gets fit throughout the book, but I can't really remember a lot of it. And I'm just going to add a random one in there, and that is The Secret Garden. And we didn't really read the book. We read a couple of chapters of it, but then we just watched the film 50 times in class. And we just kept watching it over and over because my teacher was always like, "Well, you see something different every time." And that was the first time I'd ever experienced seeing something different most times I watched it. I'd noticed something that I hadn't been focused on the time before, and I do think movies are like that sometimes. The Secret Garden definitely is, and I definitely want to read the book cover to cover and also watch the movie again because I really love that movie. So that was my Top 5 Wednesday this week, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.